Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're looking at 10 secrets about cats you probably didn't know, completely decoding the biology and behavior of those tiny, adorable predators living right in our homes. You might think of them as just, cuddly roommates who occasionally knock glasses off the counter. But as we're going to see, there is so much more to them than meets the eye. We'll be exploring their physical superpowers, their wild tiger ancestry, and even decoding their secret language. Starting off with Section 1, Feline Biological Superpowers. Let's look at secret number 1. How on earth do they manage to squeeze into those impossibly tiny boxes? It literally all comes down to skeletal math. Cats have 230 bones compared to our 206, but the real magic? It's in their shoulders. Cats completely lack a rigid collarbone. It's basically free-floating, buried right there in their shoulder muscles, which makes them incredibly flexible. Essentially, if a cat can clear a gap with its head, the rest of the body is almost certainly going to follow. They essentially turn into liquid to fit through any space they want. Secret number 2. How do they pull off those gravity-defying acrobatics and almost always land on their feet? Well, it's all thanks to something called the cat riding reflex. And get this, it isn't even a learned skill. It is hardwired into them, perfectly honed by the time a kitten is just 9 weeks old. When a cat falls, it uses a super sensitive vestibular system to figure out exactly which way is up. Then, in a split second, it twists that remarkably flexible spine, aligns its front legs, and follows right up with its back legs. They even spread their bodies out kind of like a parachute to increase drag and reduce terminal velocity, so they can just absorb the impact and stroll away. Moving right along to secret number 3, the truth behind their built-in radar system. We are talking about those majestic whiskers. Whiskers aren't just cute little hairs sticking out of their face. They are actually highly sensitive touch receptors, known as vibrissae. They're embedded really deep in the cat's body, wired directly into their muscular and nervous systems. Cats use them for all sorts of things, like measuring the width of small spaces to see if they'll fit, or detecting tiny changes in air currents to sense obstacles in pitch blackness. And here is a wild fact. Cats don't just have whiskers on their face, they actually have a whole set on the backs of their front legs to help them feel the prey they've just caught. Secret number 4 is going to completely change how you share food with your feline friend. If you ever thought they were eyeing your dessert, think again. Unlike humans, dogs, and honestly most other mammals, cats completely lack the taste receptor required to experience sweetness. They are pure, obligate carnivores. Their biology is totally driven by meaty, savory flavors, meaning they are completely indifferent to sugary treats. If your cat ever seems interested in your ice cream, they are actually after the fat content, not the sugar. Now for a new chapter, The Wild Tiger Within. Secret number 5 explores their ancient lineage. Ever wonder why they act like little jungle predators in the middle of your living room? The sheer scale of their genetic overlap is honestly incredible. Your ordinary napping house cat has a genome that is 95.6% identical to a wild tiger. 95.6%. This shared DNA perfectly explains their shared instincts. Scent marking by scratching, stalking moving shadows, pouncing on toys, even how they patrol their territory, it all comes straight from their big cat cousins. They might be tiny, but their internal operating system is all tiger. Secret number 6 explains that super spooky late-night phenomenon, glowing eyes. So cats only need about 1/6 of the light that we humans do to see effectively. And this incredible night vision is thanks to a mirror-like structure located just behind their retina, called the tapetum lucidum. When a tiny amount of light enters the eye, this layer literally bounces it right back through the photoreceptors, giving the eye a second chance to process the light. So that eerie glow you see in the dark, that is quite literally the light reflecting out of their internal mirrors. We've reached our final chapter, decoding their secret language. Secret number 7 starts with their tails. A cat's tail is a direct mood indicator, and learning to read it is like having a feline translation device. Next time your cat walks into the room, take a look at their tail posture. A high, upright tail means they're feeling confident and friendly. A tucked tail signals fear. If it's all puffed up, they're stressed out or feeling threatened. But the absolute best one, the straight, vibrating tail. If your cat walks up to you doing this, it means they're absolutely thrilled to see you. Number 8 is a biological superpower that benefits both the cats and, amazingly enough, you. We all know cats purr when they're happy, right? Well, actually, a cat's purr is a built-in healing mechanism. They purr at a frequency vibrating between 25 and 150 hertz, and science has shown that frequencies in this exact range are clinically linked to promoting tissue regeneration, reducing stress, and even repairing bone density. It helps cats heal themselves when injured or stressed, but even wilder, studies suggest sitting next to a purring cat can literally lower a human's blood pressure and aid in our own physical healing. For secret number 9, we're looking at how to physically say I love you in a language they deeply understand. Because cats view direct, unblinking eye contact as a threat, a slow blink is their ultimate gesture of vulnerability. If your cat stares at you and slowly, deliberately closes their eyes, they're giving you what's called a kitty kiss of ultimate trust. Psychologist Karen McComb found that if you narrow your eyes and slowly blink back at them, you're actually communicating that you are relaxed and friendly. This actively builds a deeper emotional bond with them. Try it next time. It totally works. Finally, the ultimate feline secret. Number 10 explains their 2 most notorious behaviors: talking to us and bringing us dead things. This might just be the most fascinating adaptation of the whole bunch. Did you know wild adult cats almost never meow at each other? Domestic cats literally evolved the meow specifically to communicate with humans. They even pitch it to match the frequency of a human baby's cry because they know our brains simply cannot ignore it. And as for those gifts, when your cat drops a toy or a real mouse on your pillow at 4 a.m., they really aren't being mean. In the wild, mother cats bring dead or stunned prey to their kittens to teach them how to hunt. Your cat is bringing you these gifts because they view you as a beloved but hopelessly clumsy family member who desperately needs to be taught how to survive. Which leaves us with a pretty fascinating final thought. When you step back and really look at the big picture, when you consider that they view us as large, hairless cats who need hunting lessons, that they train us to feed them using baby-pitched vocalizations, and that they literally evolved a spoken language just to control our behavior, you really have to ask yourself, who is actually in charge of the house? Did we domesticate cats, or did they masterfully domesticate us? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. I really hope you look at your little indoor tiger just a bit differently today.